They're going now.
Thank you all for coming. My name is Richard Hipskin, and I am the investigator in charge with the National Transportation Safety Board. Investigators from NTSB arrived on scene about 2 p.m. today to begin the investigation into the BNSF train collision near Panhandle, Texas. Just to tell you a little bit about NTSB, we are an independent federal agency charged by Congress with investigating every civil aviation accident in the United States and significant accidents in railroad, highway, marine, and pipeline. We also issue safety recommendations aimed at preventing future accidents. Before I go any further, on behalf of NTSB, I would like to extend our sincere condolences to the family and friends of the victims of this tragic accident. Here is the factual information that we know right now. At approximately 8:25 a.m. Central Time, 2 BNSF freight trains collided, resulting in a derailment and fire. Both trains were operated by the BNSF Railway. There were 4 crew members total, 2 on each train. Preliminary reports we have received from the emergency responders on scene indicate that there were fatalities and injuries. I am the investigator in charge for this accident and have been a senior investigator with over 42 years of experience in the railroad industry and as a regulator, and now working with NTSB. I will be leading a multidisciplinary team of experts to find out what happened and to prevent it from happening again. Our mission is to understand not just what happened, but why it happened, and to make recommendations or changes to prevent it from happening again. The NTSB team will be examining the following areas: mechanical, the equipment, track, signals, operations, human performance, data recorders, maintenance records, and witness reports. We will not be determining the probable cause of the accident while we're here on scene, nor will we speculate about what may have caused this accident. We expect to be on scene here for about anywhere from 4 to 5 days. Since we are just beginning our investigation, we do not have a great deal of information to report. However, we will keep you informed by providing regular updates as we learn more about the specifics of the accident. For the latest information on the accident investigation, I encourage you to follow us on Twitter and on our website. You can find us on Twitter at NTSB, and on our website is ntsb.gov. And you can also contact our public affairs office, who's on scene, Nicholas Worrell, and you can reach him at 202-320-3907. After tomorrow, please direct all inquiries to our public affairs officer in Washington, D.C., and that number is 202-314-6100. And today, also accompanying the team are members of NTSB's Public Affairs Office. Now, I know you have some questions. I'll try to do my best to answer them, but please understand, we've literally only been on the ground here 8 or 9 hours. So with that, I will take a few questions. And if you have a question, please do state your name and who you represent, and I'll try to do my best to repeat your question.
I'm Blessing Oakson from Channel 4, and I heard that there's been confirmation that body remains have been recovered from the scene. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I suspect the way that that's being handled is we're taking some of those remains and we'll probably pass them along to the coroner for some autopsy or something.
And it was the remains of the 3 employees, correct?
I can confirm that we have the remains of 2, and I think we have an ongoing search recovery for the 3rd.
Kayla Combo with ABC 7 News. When can we expect the names of those individuals to be released?
Possibly tomorrow or the next day. There's some sensitivity and privacy issues with that, as you can well understand.
Shannon Smith, KFDA News Channel 10. Do we have any idea how many cargo cars were involved and how much money was lost in this crash?
No monetary figures, and a while ago I did do a briefing with some of our investigators and BNSF. I think it's fair to say we're trying to come up with some more concrete numbers.
Aaron Davis, Amarillo Globe News. Do we know how long the cleanup is going to take and when the lines will be open again?
A very good question. It's going to be more than a day. And I expect them to be working 24 hours a day out there, maybe something by Thursday, maybe even late Thursday. But I've seen these things sometimes go rather quickly, so let's just wait and see.
Do we know how far the trains are backed up?
I do not know. I haven't got down to that kind of detail yet. Sometimes they elect to do some detours, and that takes some pressure. But this is a very busy intermodal route. And if I forgot to say earlier, both of these trains were intermodal trains, okay?
Did these trains have front and back cameras?
They were equipped with some digital video recorders, and we're in the process of assessing what we can glean and what we might be able to recover. I would say it's fair to say right now that there's some of that equipment that is very, very damaged.
Can you comment on if PTC regulations were implemented on this train or when they will be?
That's an ongoing thing. NTSB has, for several decades, advocated very strongly for positive train control, or PTC. I believe I saw some figure that later on this year this line would be equipped with PTC, but that was not the case for this accident.
Is it true the PTC was supposed to be implemented in 2015?
The industry has had some very severe challenges with implementing PTC, whether it's bandwidth or getting access to put up towers, things of that nature. And they have approached the Federal Railroad Administration, and they have been granted an extension. But I think it's fair to say PTC is something that's going to be coming on board here, hopefully fairly soon.
Does NTSB have any plans to help out the families of the victims?
Yes, I've reached out to our Washington office, and I can't tell you the specifics of what the outreach has been, but we've recognized that and made that request.
We'll take one more question, please.
Going forward, how are you guys going to continue the recovery mission for that one individual?
Very carefully. And some of the challenges earlier today were some strong winds, and there was still some fuel for the fire, and occasionally when they were carefully lifting things, it was exposing some of that fuel to burst into flames. So the recovery process is not over, but hopefully they'll be able to bring some closure to that.